I call this meeting to order. And we'll go over the secretary's report. I move that we accept the secretary's report.
I'll make the motion, or second the motion.
Okay. All in favor?
Aye.
All opposed? Treasurer's report. Okay, we have 3 treasurer's reports because I wasn't here. All right, there's an October, a November, and a December. And I'm gonna meet with Amy next week to figure out why some of my numbers don't match up with hers. And the only thing that's off is the amount of money left at the end of each month. And I'm just not putting something in the right column. And I think it's the grant money. But I'm gonna meet with her. So if you look at the December one is the most recent one, and basically it shows you, the other question I have, I notice that the encumbered funds have not changed.
No, they've been the same all year, haven't they?
And I thought something might change after this year, after July 1st.
Wasn't the money for the sprinkler system supposed to
Yeah.
be taken out of that?
That was 7,000 something, and that was supposed to be taken out of that. And
So-
then
Because
see,
this total here has been the same all year.
Yeah, and it would have been until June 30th,
Right.
and I would have thought, so what would you like me to ask Amy when I meet with her?
if the sprinkler money came out of, if she had done it earlier, and then see, we have other things for that money coming ahead of us.
Coming up.
Right.
Repairs.
Yeah, like the door. And,
I mean, she may say that there was enough money in the budget to cover the sprinkler.
she might say that,
Okay, and I will ask that.
yeah,
The door and the masonry.
right.
But we did have a motion.
To
Yes,
have
we
this
did.
be paid out of the
To be
incumbent
paid out
fund.
of those funds.
Now, with that being paid, if it was paid out of the incumbent funds, would what we have left over from the budget year be enough to cover what?
But you'll
was taken
notice
out of
there's,
there?
you'll notice, oh yeah, the 2024, there is some money. So maybe she took it out and, but,
I think we just need to have a discussion, or you can call Amy and,
well, the deal is that I have already made an appointment to see her about what it is that I am confused about.
okay.
So I can ask her that. Is there anything else you want me to ask Amy while I'm talking to her?
How are we doing in terms of fuel money?
We're ahead. When you get to my little
Page?
page on where we stand on things, so far, we've only used 20% of what we had for fuel so far.
So,
So we have almost 80% left.
as of December 31st, we
Right.
had only spent 1,400 of the 7,000.
That's right. But look at look at the December, in October and November, they were 212, 270. December, $971.
Yeah,
Yeah.
Yeah, we
So-
spent quite a bit already.
So, well,
I mean, at my house.
at your house?
Yeah,
probably
Yeah.
gonna be coming more often too.
Right.
yeah.
And
Especially this month.
in this time of year, he usually comes every 10 days or so.
My other question for you is, under repairs and maintenance.
Yep.
Is that high because of the roof? Did the roof come out of there?
Yes.
Okay.
John, you weren't here when we had to,
No, you discussed that the $3,400 or what?
Right, because we had to have flashing and stuff put around the chimneys.
Yep.
Yes.
I did know
So that's
that.
what that is.
Okay. Any other questions on the treasurer's report?
I'll move we accept the treasurer's report as written.
I'll second it.
All in favor? Aye.
Aye.
All right.
And I just did for all 3 months, October, November,
Okay.
December.
Okay, on to the librarian's report.
Okay, we have two librarians' reports. We have
December.
one that says December on the top, and that would be the statistics from November. And the other one says January on the top, and that's the statistics from December. So we would start with the one that says December on the top. And so this is for the month of November, where we were open 20 days. The total circulation was 735, which is 530 in library, 86 Hoopla, and 119 Overdrive. Those last two numbers are digital. Interlibrary loans, we received for our patrons 20. We sent out 33 in the month of November. Overdues haven't changed. We haven't done it since the end of October. New acquisitions, we got 43 new books in November. We don't have anything under weeded, though we've been weeding a lot of books, but we wait till we get them completely taken out of the system before we count them. And there's been a lot, because we weeded the entire fiction section. Library cards issued. Residents, we had 4 people get cards. Non-residents, we had 1 non-resident get a card. Internet use, public access, 24. The Wi-Fi inside the building is 25. As I always say, that Wi-Fi is inside the building. We can't tell how many people are using it outside. But we know a lot are, because they come sit in their cars and use it. Petty cash, I didn't do it in November, I did it in December. The volunteer hours for November were 125 hours. Genealogy Club didn't meet in November. 9 book club members used Zoom to discuss Pineapple Street on November 11th. Friends of the Library had a book sale on Wednesday, November 13th. They're not getting rich. They made $5.
Was it a bad night?
It was a dark night. It was right after the time changed, and it was just dark and cold. And I had to send in a report to the Fiber Transition Grant. That's the grant that we got to change change our internet service.
From SoberNet.
Right, which actually turned into First Light. So I had to send in a grant with how much money we had spent up till October 1st. We have until the fall of 2034 to use the money in that grant. So now we're using it to pay for our internet service monthly. Remember, that's why our budget is, we were able to level fund our budget, because we don't have to put money in for internet service right now because of that grant. Take and Make for November was a friendship necklace. 60 of them were distributed. The copier had an issue with the top feed. It just wouldn't work. I have to say, I called Canon on a Monday morning, and they were there Monday afternoon to fix it.
Nice.
So that's really good. So they sent the person to fix it. It's worked fine since then. I think the roller thing needed cleaning. First Light is the company we had our internet service with. It used to be Sovereignnet, changed over to First Light. So we had E-rate money left there.
$65.
Yes.
$1 a day.
Yep, so I assumed they were gonna send us a check, but I shouldn't assume that sort of stuff. I called them up, and said, well, you're keeping us on the books and you haven't sent us a check. And he said, well, now that you've asked for the money, we will send you a check, but it could take like 6 weeks before you get it. So we're 5 weeks now, almost 6. So I'll call them if we don't get a check. It's their accounting department that has to do it. So it's a credit that we've had with them. I applied for an extension on state reports. This is back in November because I just wasn't going to deal with it over the holidays. So I'm dealing with it now because it's due January 20th. Our report and budget went to the town office on time. I have no updates here because the updates are in the December one. So that's the November report. December report. We were only open 19 days in December. The circulation was 649. Historically, December is our shortest month as far as circulation. This was no different. It still is. In-library use was 470, 77 Hoopla, 102 digital. See, both of those things are down too, but everybody's too busy, I think. Nobody asked me for interlibrary loans for our patrons in December. We sent out 19 books, but we were closed for 2 weeks. Well, not 2 weeks, but two drop-off days. And they couldn't fit us in another time because the days that we were closed are days that were open like all day. So I decided that we would save the money on the courier and not have them try to do another stop those 2 weeks. And I put in for us not to get a request from other libraries those weeks. So that's why we only have 19 there. Again, overdue notices are the same. New acquisitions, we only got 20 new things in December. Library cards, we had 1 resident get a card, 3 non-residents got cards, and 1 juvenile got a card. I really think, this is sort of an aside, that when Dollar General is closed, we get more people that come in the library to get like library cards because they're over here and they want to do something. I think that's where our non-residents came from. And last Saturday when I worked, these ladies came in and took a tour of the library. They had come to go to Dollar General and they bought $6 worth of book sale books while they were here. So I guess that's the one good thing about not having Dollar General next door. I really much prefer when there's traffic rather than when we're here.
Alone.
It's kind of lonely.
Yeah.
Yeah, it is. Internet use, 24 public access, 29 Wi-Fi inside. So we had more people in December using the Wi-Fi inside. Petty cash is there. We started with 153, we ended with 141, given what came in and went out. We had 115 volunteer hours for the month. Genealogy Club did meet on December 6th. 3 people attended. Holiday House was Tuesday, December 3rd. I think it went well. We had 64 adults and 8 children that attended. Ron worked on the entry in the door on December 6th. He was trying to get it so it would be more secure for winter. He probably has an update. I don't know if you want to do it now or you want to wait.
I haven't gotten any word from Richard.
But he
So-
came that day.
He
You
did come,
guys-
yeah, and he looked at it and he believes that we can use the glass that's in the door.
Oh.
So that'll save a little bit of cost, but he said he was gonna get me an estimate of what it would cost to build a new door, and he hasn't yet, so I'll send out a reminder to him.
Okay. And the Friends had a book sale on Saturday, December 8th. They didn't do much better than in November. They made $15, but there were so many things going on. I mean, we've got to rethink that, having book sales
In December.
in December. I mean, every single week. And this year, Thanksgiving was late, so it was more crunched together, and I think people had too many other things to do. Let's see, 8 book club members met via Zoom on December 9th. They discussed the book, The Christmas Tree, which was a little short book, but it was a good discussion. The take and make for December was Santa with his camper. 57 of them were distributed. We kept them out after Christmas, and I just told people that, well, Santa's going on vacation now because he's so tired. So we gave out quite a few of those. They were cute. Oh, I didn't take the copier thing out. It's in here again. Carl and I worked in the library December 31st and January 1st, dismantling the holiday decorations, putting everything away. That takes time, a lot of time. Upcoming programs, we have card making class coming the 25th. It's a Saturday. It's limited to 20 people. We, I think, have 3.
Oh, now 3.
Yeah, 3 people have signed up so far, but it hasn't even been in the paper yet.
It went. It
I
should
think
be,
it will do
yeah.
well.
Running it. Who's running it?
Wendy
Patterson
Patterson.
and Laurel Cecil are gonna do it. And Terry was gonna come over tonight, but she didn't make it, so I really don't know if you make one card or, because it says Valentine's Day, thank you, there were 4 different,
They probably have pre-made little packs that you're gonna put together.
right,
With all the,
yeah, so you can pick what kind of cards you wanna make. We discussed the door already, sprinkler inspection. Now, Ron, you sent in one of those emails the new sprinkler company that we're gonna use?
Yeah, I'll have to look up, you want me to give them a call and set something up?
If you want to. I mean, I can do it, but if you want to, because we haven't ever dealt with this company before, right?
Right. It was a company I had called when I had questions about what,
What's going on here?
Yeah.
Yeah,
they're out of, if I remember correctly, they were out of Colchester.
yeah.
so, do you know remember the name? So we can
I
put
either
that
have it
upstairs.
written down at home or I have it in the email that
It's
I,
in one of, you sent it in one of the emails when we were discussing grant stuff.
Now, when does it have to, when do those, because
It needs to be looked at.
it's annual, right?
Right. All this stuff is annual.
So it's gotta be due pretty,
Yep,
somewhere around here, we have a little piece of paper that says,
that's when, yeah.
when the same, do they do, the, fire extinguishers too?
No, that's separate, that's Royal Glass does the fire
Royal Glass.
extinguishers. And then, it's a company out in Northfield that does the elevator. Well, we don't have an elevator, we have a lift, but that does the lift.
Because it's time for all those to get done.
No, well, the lift, yes,
Yeah.
our lift is February, but they will automatically come. We have a service contract with them,
Okay.
and they'll come in February, and then the inspectors come in March. So that's why they're coming in February.
Right. 'Cause February's quite a short month.
It is a short month. And then we were discussing petitions for the board. It's just to remind people that petitions, if you wanna continue to be on the library board, it's time to get the petitions.
I think there's a week or so left, week and a half.
No, they got till the 27th.
Oh, till the 27th?
It's plenty of time.
I talked to the town manager today about using the library, again, for the, meet the candidates. So
Oh.
hopefully we'll be able to do
You
that again.
know, I think that needs to happen earlier.
Well, we have to, yeah, and that's great. We just have to have it after they turn in their petition, so
Well,
we know who's running.
But we did it the
was-
Saturday before the vote.
Right.
I think half the town had already voted absentee. I think that's too close.
Yeah, and I talked to Joe today, who said we have to do it earlier.
Yeah,
So-
I really think it would be better earlier.
So we'll look, and it's usually that on a Saturday,
Right.
Usually the Saturday before the Tuesday, and
That's
like you
too
said, I
close.
had already voted.
Yeah.
So we'll have to look
Well,
and see.
yeah.
And I would have loved to have heard, there were questions I had about people.
So
So-
maybe a couple weeks before that would be better.
Okay.
I'm done.
How,
I don't
how,
know.
how are we doing on a masonry?
Yeah, have we heard anything back from?
We haven't heard anything. I'm waiting to see the grant stuff. You know, they have not put anything out yet, but, you know.
Did we
when
get
are
that bill?
No. We haven't gotten any bill. From, you mean from the guy that,
That came out for the
No.
grant?
no, have not gotten a bill
Okay.
from that.
Yeah, because I asked a former board member, as did you, Tom Brusso, and asked him about, you know, of course, it's not the season. He says there aren't a lot of folks who do masonry work. It's going to be a difficult find, so we need to,
Yep. We also need money, though. That's,
But didn't you reach out to him to explain a little bit more in detail of the?
several times,
And he still hasn't responded.
still has not responded.
maybe the person that recommended him at the state, what, was it Historic Preservation?
Was her name Charlotte?
Yes.
I think so.
I
Maybe
can,
we
I
should
did reach
ask,
out to Charlotte.
did you? Ask her, say we didn't get a bill from him, and,
Yeah, because I hate to be holding on to this money that we were given for the grant,
right,
and when we don't get the bill.
right,
So I will call Charlotte tomorrow.
yeah. Because that's right, half of that was grant funded.
Funded, correct?
Yeah. And
So we gotta
have
check.
that.
Okay.
Yeah. And that is probably your issue with the accounting stuff, is the grants.
I think it is.
Yeah. Is where the money goes and where, because it's a lot to keep track of.
Any other questions? If not,
I move we adjourn.
okay,
I second it.
all in favor?
I,
Aye.